In today's vid, we're covering the Rift. If you didn't know, we're going over every unmarked location in Skyrim hold by hold. We already have a lot done, like the Reach, Winterhold, and a bunch of others that you should check out after this. Also, consider subbing, because we have a lot more to come and you don't want to miss those. I'd also like to reiterate that unmarked locations are just places that don't have a map marker. Sometimes they're named in the game files, but they just never got a marker. And sometimes the community finds a spot significant enough for a location to be marked. So keep that in mind while you're watching. It's not always glitter and gold, but even the most mundane locations deserve to be seen. If you guys find yourselves enjoying the content, then don't forget to like the video. It helps out the channel a bunch, and we really appreciate it. Enjoy.
The altar in the woods hidden north of Autumnshade Clearing is a mysterious and ancient site nestled amidst the ruins of an old Dwemer structure. This secluded location is characterized by a circle of imposing archways, beneath which a mage has set up a peculiar altar. The mage, likely driven by arcane pursuits, will attack any intruders on sight, because this is Skyrim and lone mages tend to be testy. Scattered across the area are remnants of Dwemer craftsmanship, pieces of metal, and an empty Dwemer convector, hinting at the lost civilization's once great technological advances. A locked cage stands inside one of the arches, its contents a secret waiting to be unlocked by a skilled thief. Among the mage's belongings are valuable items, including a skill book which offers insight into the ancient restoration arts, and fire salts, useful for various magical concoctions.
Skyrim's border crossings are pretty quiet and out of the way, usually found where the terrain gets rough and travel becomes a challenge. They're mostly just lonely gates, standing empty without any guards or signs of life, making them feel more like forgotten landmarks than actual border points. There are 4 crossings in total that connect Skyrim to neighboring provinces. 2 lead into Morrowind, 1 heads south to Cyrodiil, and the last one points towards Hammerfell. They're scattered across the province, 2 in Falkreath Hold, another in Eastmarch, and 1 in the Rift. Despite their potential to link Skyrim with the outside world, these crossings are mostly abandoned, quietly marking the edges of the province with little to no activity.
Located southwest of Darkwater Pass is a hidden spot of intrigue, tucked away along a path that climbs toward Ivarstead. At first glance, the area appears simple, with a few scattered barrels and an empty sack, but it holds treasures for the keen-eyed adventurer. Among the scattered items is a skill book that enhances one's ability in pickpocketing. Nearby, an ore vein can be mined, adding a touch of utility to the location for those seeking precious materials. Situated just north of a waterslide chest, this stash serves as a quiet, almost forgotten corner of Skyrim, where a mix of resources and knowledge awaits discovery by those who venture off the beaten path. It's a small notable find for those exploring the area. The dead Khajiit merchant lies at the base of a cascading waterfall, beneath the waters that feed a stream near Broken Helm Hollow. To find the body, one must venture down the road from Tumbledown Tower, crossing a bridge that spans the stream. Here, at the water's edge, the lifeless form of the Khajiit is a clear sign to a tragic end, likely at the hands of bandits who occupy the hollow above. Whether thrown down in a brutal act or having fallen while attempting to flee, the merchant's demise is a sad story. Among the remnants of his unfortunate journey, a coin purse containing loose gold coins can be found. Additionally, near the waterfall, an ore vein lies exposed. I guess this pussy ran out of his 9 lives. Northeast of Angervun, amid the wilderness, the lifeless body of a Redguard lies slumped over a tree stump. The sight of his still form suggests a brutal end, though the specifics of his demise remain a mystery. Beneath him rests a valuable discovery, a skill book titled Advances in Lockpicking, offering those who find it a chance to sharpen their thieving abilities. This small scene speaks to the dangers of Skyrim's untamed landscapes, where even the most skilled individuals can fall victim to the harsh realities of the world.
The Dragon Mound in Autumnshade Woods is an ancient burial site west of Autumnshade Clearing. This mound lies dormant until the pivotal moment during the Bleak Falls Barrow quest, when it reveals its secrets to the Dragonborn. Like other dragon mounds across Skyrim, it serves as the final resting place for a mighty dragon, its bones resting beneath the earth in silent vigils.
Located to the north of Froki's Shack is a solemn site that holds the remains of a long-dead dragon. Unlike many other mounds scattered across Skyrim, this one lies dormant until the events of Diplomatic Immunity, when it unexpectedly awakens. As the quest unfolds, the mound's secrets are revealed, and the Dragonborn is drawn into a fateful encounter with the resurrected dragon. The location itself is quiet and weathered, making it very similar to all other dragon mounds in this province.
Located southeast of the Shadowstone, Lost Tongue Pass is more than just another dragon burial site. It's packed with history, maybe even more than most other mounds. This spot stays untouched until the diplomatic immunity quest kicks in, and when it does, it's a pretty big deal. According to the Atlas of Dragons, this mound is believed to be where Odahviing was buried before his return to the skies. The book places his tomb somewhere near Riften, making this location even more significant. When the mound finally opens, it sets off a crucial moment in the Dragonborn's adventure, bringing a long-lost dragon back to life right before the Fallen quest. But Odahviing's connection isn't the only thing that makes this place stand out. Lost Tongue Pass even makes an appearance in the Elder Scrolls Online, though in that it's also an unmarked location. It also happens to be near the spot shown on the Rift Treasure Map 6. You gotta love Odahviing. He's like our own first pet dragon.
The Frost Troll Den at Gerald Mountain Ridge, located to the east of Stendarr's Beacon, is a blistering cold and haunting place where the remnants of a brutal struggle can still be felt. A blood trail leads adventurers towards the lair of a formidable frost troll, marking the path with the sign of the creature's recent hunt. The den itself sits in a secluded corner of the northeastern edge of Skyrim, hidden among jagged rocks and a busted landscape. As you approach, a solitary flag flutters atop a rocky ledge, a faint marker for what lies nearby. Beneath the flag, the body of a wolf can be found, accompanied by some leveled gear, an offering of sorts to the treacherous creature that roams these parts. Among the items left behind, a Dance and Fire Book 2, a skill book for Block, can be found, perhaps tucked beneath the dead wolf. Additionally, a locked strongbox, which requires some skill to open, holds its own secrets, and a silver ore vein can be mined nearby, offering a glimpse of the natural riches that still hide in these perilous mountains.
Southwest of Last Vigil, the Forest Stash is a hidden little gem for those who like to stray from the main roads. Behind a fallen tree trunk, you'll find a set of iron armor and a copy of Halgurd's Tale, a heavy armor skill book packed with lessons on resilience and strength. The armor is a bit worn with age, but it's still a solid find for anyone in need of extra protection in the early game. The stash is easy to miss if you're not paying attention. It blends pretty seamlessly into the forest surroundings. You'd probably miss it if you were just strolling by casually. Nestled southeast of Autumnshade Clearing, you'll find the Hunter's Camp in the Autumnshade Hills. Two hunters call this place home, using it as a quiet outpost where they can trade furs and arrows. The smell of campfire smoke drifts through the air, and the sounds of the surrounding forest make it feel like the perfect retreat from the chaos of Skyrim. If you poke around the camp, you'll find a knapsack with some leftover supplies from the hunter's travels. But the real treasure is inside one of the tents, a copy of the Gold Ribbon of Merit, an archery skill book that can help sharpen your aim. There's a bit of a bittersweet touch to this camp though. It's likely connected to the unfortunate hunters found at the Autumnshade Clearing, their journey cut short before they could return to their peaceful hideaway.
This camp near the Nordic tomb of Angervund is a quiet, unmarked location where the mercenary makes her base of operations. The camp, which serves as her temporary refuge, sits amidst the rocky surroundings of the tomb, a place filled with the dangers of the wandering dead. It is here that the mercenary, accompanied by her other mercenaries, seeks to rid the nearby dungeon of its inhabitants, a task that the Dragonborn may be called to assist with. At the camp, the mercenaries' personal belongings are scattered about, including a Dance and Fire, a skill book that enhances one's speech, and of course the mercenaries' notes, which offers insight into her plans for the dungeon ahead. Behind a desk near some jagged rocks, a silver ore vein can be found. For those who explore further, a path leading up to the mountains reveals a locked strongbox, containing a few leveled potions, another hint at the mercenaries' preparation for the dangers that lie within. There are plenty of unmarked camps around the province, but this one feels a little more special than several of the others we've covered. The Northwind Chest, posted south of Northwind Summit, is a secluded treasure hidden on a narrow ledge descending from the mountain. This intriguing location is marked by the remains of two skeletons, deceased witnesses to the harsh fate that likely befell those who ventured too close to the edge. But at least they had the courage to look for this treasure. Amidst the rocky outcroppings, a novice-locked chest awaits discovery, giving rewards to those skilled enough to break its seal.
If you're wandering northeast of Riften, you might come across the Shrine of Zenithar, quietly sitting in the ruins of a crumbling tower right off a busy road. It's tucked away past the three sentinels. The place isn't exactly safe, with predators lurking around, so it's best to stay on your guard when you're checking it out. If you take a closer look around the ruins, you'll spot a skeleton, probably someone who didn't have the best of luck out here. But there's more to find. Keep an eye out for a small satchel and a coin purse hiding nearby. There's also an amulet of Zenithar, a nice little artifact tied to the god of commerce. Whether you're in it for faith or you're just looking to boost your trade skills, it's a solid find. Now this one's a bit of a trek. The Shrine of Talos at Froki's Peak is hidden away south of Froki's shack, perched along a steep, winding mountain path. Honestly, it's in a pretty ridiculous spot, but hey, that's Skyrim. And plus, that just makes it even better. To get there, you'll have to climb past Autumn Watch Tower and Froki's little rustic hut, but if you're up for the challenge, it's worth the effort. Once you finally reach the shrine, it's a peaceful little hideaway dedicated to Talos, blending right into the landscape. And while it might seem humble at first glance, there's actually some cool stuff lying around. You can pick up an Imperial helmet, a light shield, and a sword. These give us a little taste of the history that might have occurred here. There's also the Amulet of Kings, a religious tome, and a copy of King, a skill book that helps boost your two-handed weapon skills. Throw in a satchel and a handful of septum scattered about, and it'll soften the blow a bit for taking that climb. Plus, I say it all the time in these videos, it's not really the loot people care about in these places. It's just rewarding having all these small locations littered around the map that you can stumble into. It really increases the immersion factor, at least for me.
Found in the southern reaches of Skyrim, near the foot of the Jarl Mountains and east of Lost Tongue Overlook, lies the tragic tale of a failed magical experiment. This desolate site, consumed by flames, appears to have been the scene of a botched attempt to summon a flame Daedra. The summoning circle, etched in the dirt, testifies of the farmer's ambitions, while the charred remains of the farmer, clutching a scroll, peer into the tragic outcome. The house itself, though ravaged by fire, still holds items of interest. Inside, an unlocked chest contains various loot, though the real treasure lies just outside. Beneath a hollow fallen tree nearby, a skill book for destruction can be found hidden away, proving insight into the dark arts of magic. Once the farmhouse is discovered, occasionally an enemy can be found nearby, northwest of the ruins and just below the Shadow Stone. If left undisturbed, this Daedra will eventually die on its own, as conjured creatures often do, leaving behind fire salts. Are you a fan of chickens? If so, south of Lake Gear and near the ruins of Gearman's Hall is an odd and rather unsettling sight. Here, atop a cluster of rocks, a novice necromancer can be found practicing his dark arts on the most unlikely of subjects, dead chickens. The necromancer, seemingly intent on reanimating these creatures, performs his ritual with a bizarre focus, leaving behind the remnants of his wicked experiment. Among the scattered items at the site, a few ingredients and a soul gem can be found, adding to the sense of dark experimentation. Interestingly, it is rumored that if the necromancer meets his end, removing the chicken egg from the nest atop the altar could cause one of the deceased chickens to rise once more, thus creating a zombie chicken. For those interested in the arcane, the Conjuration Skillbook 2920 Frostfall V10 can be found on the necromancer's body, sipping insight into the finer points of summoning and reanimation.
Okay, these ones aren't exactly secret or hidden, but they are unmarked. The 3 sentinels, or 3 guard towers positioned along the road north of Riften, stand as watchful guardians of the city's borders. These 3 wooden towers manned by the local Riften guards remind us of the ever-present vigilance required to maintain order in the region. Each tower is equipped with a chest labeled confiscated goods, containing items that have been seized from travelers or other individuals. Though the contents of these chests might tempt the curious, it's important to note that while the loot is technically available for taking, doing so is still considered theft by the laws of Skyrim. The towers themselves are not particularly imposing, but their strategic placement along the main road makes them a noteworthy part of Riften's defenses.
The Trapper's Dilemma, found in the forest of the east of Fort Greenwall, is a cunning setup designed to test both the Dragonborn's wits and their combat ability. At the heart of the dilemma is a rusty cage containing a wolf, circling restlessly within its confines. Freeing the animal triggers a hidden ambush as 2 trappers who have been lying in wait behind nearby rocks spring into action and attack, hoping to take down the intruder. The situation unfolds with a touch of irony. If the wolf survives the skirmish, it will remain nearby in the cage, perhaps grateful for its freedom or simply unwilling to leave.
One thing is for certain, there are plenty of treasure hunters within the game, and yet their camps are always unmarked. If you head east of Lake Gear, you'll come across the Treasure Hunters Camp, a small spot that looks like someone left in a hurry. With a smoking campfire and a simple bedroll, it feels like a temporary pit stop, but there's something about it that makes you think it's more than just a random campsite. The supplies lying around suggest it's been used a lot. Take a closer look and you'll find a note sitting casually on one of the barrels. It hints at a buried treasure, pointing you toward Treasure Hunter's Island, where the real action is happening. Turns out the camp belongs to a couple of treasure hunters who are currently off searching for their prize, leaving this place feeling empty yet still alive. I wonder if they found the treasure and when they'll be back.
Remember the treasure hunters camp we just mentioned? Well, now there's an entire treasure hunters island, located south of Nellheim on Lake Gear, which is a secluded spot that holds both intrigue and danger. At the heart of this small island lies a treasure chest, a coveted prize for any adventurer daring enough to seek it out. The island is not without its guardians, however. The two treasure hunters from the nearby camp have made their way here, and they will fiercely defend their find. Approaching the chest too recklessly will provoke them, as they have no intention of letting anyone claim the treasure without a fight. The island itself is quiet, save for the tension between the hunters and any who approach.
Just west of the ruins of Raccoon, you'll find the Troll Den Raccoon, and honestly, it's exactly the place you'd expect a troll to call home. This creepy little hideout is tucked inside the crumbling remains of an old Nordic barrow, long abandoned and now claimed by a not-so-friendly troll. The entrance to the actual barrow is sealed shut, but that hasn't stopped the troll from making itself comfortable, sharing the space with a dead goat and a few skeletons. A chest packed with valuables is up for grabs, along with a few urns that might hold some extra goodies. And if you take a short walk east of the den, right next to a fallen birch tree, you'll find something a little more useful. A copy of Proper Lock Design, a skill book that gives your lockpicking a nice little boost. It seems like these damn trolls are located in half of the unmarked locations. More residual trauma thanks to the High Hrothgar troll.
The trolled stormcloaks at Darkwater Overhang is obviously an unsettling sight, located north of Iverstead along a rocky path that leads toward the river. Here, a cave carved into the cliffside provides as a lair for a troll, who has also claimed the space after wreaking havoc on two unfortunate stormcloak soldiers. Their bodies lie among the carnage, victims of the beast's savage attack, with one of the fallen soldiers clutching a note, a final message that may reveal more about his ill-fated journey. Scattered within the cave are the remains of not only the stormcloaks, but also an elk that didn't quite satisfy the troll's hunger, and another skeleton that can be looted for what little it may have left. Amidst the chaos, a valuable unmined ore vein stands ready, while a rare plant species adds an unexpected touch of life to the otherwise desolate scene.
If you're traveling southeast of Riften along the main road, you might come across the Tumbledown Tower, the crumbling remains of what was once a proud structure. Now it's pretty much just a pile of broken stone. But that hasn't stopped a couple of bandits from turning it into their personal hideout. These guys aren't the toughest around, but they do know how to ambush unsuspecting travelers, so keep your guard up. Taking them down isn't too big of a deal or a challenge. And if you do, it's definitely worth it. One of the bandits carries a copy of King, the two-handed skill book. Plus, there's a chest tucked away with some decent loot, making the short battle well worth your time.
Two Pine Ridge, just east of Stendar's Beacon and downhill from the flagged troll lair, is a peaceful, solitary spot beneath the shade of a lone tree near a cliff. The area, though tranquil, is a story of traveler or miner who once sought rest here. Beneath the tree, a single bedroll lies as a dormant, faint reminder of past occupants with a pickaxe nearby, implying that the individual may have been mining the nearby veins of iron ore. Among the items left behind are two books, 2920 Volume 8 Last Seed, a valuable skill book for sneak, and Cats of Skyrim, which provides an entertaining exploration of the feline creatures in the province. In addition to these treasures, two iron ore veins are available for mining, which makes sense when reflecting on the placement of the pickaxe. The first of the three dens on the list, the Wild Animal Den near Crystal Drift Cave, is a simple site tucked northeast of the cave's entrance. This secluded den is a quiet statement of the surrounding wildlife. There are no grand treasures or hidden relics to be found, but the area holds a typical prize, the corpse of a deer or elk, left behind as a casualty of the wild predators that inhabit the area. The Wild Animal Den south of Mistwatch, northeast of Clear Spring Tarn, is a quiet spot, albeit there are wolves of course. This wolf's den offers no grand treasures, but where there's a den, there's a dead body, and the lifeless bodies of a deer and a rabbit can be found here, casualties of the ever-present cycle of predator and prey in Skyrim's wilds. The den is further marked by the presence of three nightshade plants, their toxic beauty adding a touch of danger to the otherwise peaceful surroundings. I won't try to oversell it, it's really just a den.
The Wild Animal Den southeast of Shore's Watchtower is your typical untamed spot. In this wolf's den, you'll find the remains of both prey and rather an unfortunate intruder. The lifeless body of an elk lies among the wreckage, while a dead bandit also occupies the space, likely having met her end at the jaws of the wolves or another wild force. A troll skull adds a nice touch to the setting, suggesting that even larger, more menacing creatures might have once called this place home.
The Woodcutter's camp south of Lake Gear, near the road leading to Iverstead, is a morbid spot marked by the end of a woodcutter. This camp, just northeast of Honeystrand Cave, tells a brief story. The woodcutter lies slumped over his chopping block, a victim of some unseen fate. His lifeless form speaks to the sudden danger that can lurk even in the most easy of places. Though the camp is marked by death, it also holds a few remnants of the woodcutter's life. A coin purse and various food items hint at his simple life. For those who draw closer, an iron ore vein and a corundum ore vein lie nearby, providing a chance to gather some valuable resources.
Make sure you're subscribed, because we still have Whiterun and Solstheim to cover. Solstheim is really interesting, so you won't want to miss that one. Remember guys, enjoyed time is never wasted time, and we'll see you in the next.